So I retired from the FAA. I had a master's degree in data science. Everybody said it was the hottest field in the country. I thought it would open a lot of doors, but it didn't. I walked into a job market I didn't recognize. And then AI changed everything, so people started asking a new question. Is data science dead? I'm going to give you a straight answer, based on what I actually lived through this past year. The applications, the rejections, the interviews, the assessments. And at the end, I'll tell you what I had learned today if I started over. So let me back up. I didn't chase data science because it was trendy. I spent years in cybersecurity and I started to notice a shift. Back when I worked for the Army at Fort Belvoir, data was showing up everywhere. So I started small. A few Google data courses on the side. Then I went to the FAA. And I saw how much they were doing with data, especially safety data. I moved around a bit. I was in airports, I was at the IRS, and then back to the FAA. And every stop there was more data. So I made it official. I went back to school and earned the master's in data science. Because if I was going to be in this world, I wanted a real foundation. That was the plan. But by the time I finished, the world had already changed. It was 2025. I was finishing my degree, and that's exactly when the government layoffs hit. People around me were losing their jobs. So I started applying. And here's what I learned fast. It's not like it used to be. It used to be a person read your resume and had a conversation. But all that's gone. Now AI reads your resume first. I sent out so many applications and it was rejection after rejection. And I found out if your resume isn't built for the AI screener, you're filtered out before a human ever sees it. Then came the coding assessments. I've taken so many of these, and you have to recall everything cold. No help, no tools. So I was always studying, always cramming, like a test that never ends. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't doing as well as I wanted. Not because I didn't get it. I did. But your brain can only hold so much in pure memory. And if you're not coding every day, you lose your edge. Entry-level jobs also dried up. I even applied outside my field. Still tough. Eventually, I landed a short contract through someone in my network. It paid, but it wasn't really my field. And that's when something clicked. I stopped just applying. And I started building my own projects, my own portfolio, and I started learning AI. So let me be specific. Here's what's fading. The on-ramp. Used to be even if you weren't a strong coder, a company would see your potential and train you up. But that door is closing. And there are too many people in the market now. So employers say, we're not training anymore. We're not training anyone. We want people who are ready to go. That's the hard truth. But here's what's growing. Data engineering. Almost every job wanted the whole kitchen sink. Not just a data analyst. Not just a data scientist. If you had an engineering skill, they wanted that too. A lot of people will tell you the same thing now. Lean toward data engineering. And the other big shift is AI. They want you to fold AI into the data work you already do. Data science, machine learning, and AI on top. They also want the cloud. AWS, Azure, the certifications. Here's the pattern. The closer you are to building things that actually work, the safer your job is. Now here's the part most videos can't give you, because the people making them haven't been in the room. I have. Most recruiters found me on LinkedIn. They would ask about my background, describe the job, listen to my skills, and then they'd explain the process. And the process is brutal now. First, a coding assessment. Pass that and you get a deeper technical interview. And these have rounds. The minimum I saw was 3 or 4. I've heard of people doing 6 to 8 rounds for one job. By the end, you're exhausted. And you're asking yourself, is this job even worth it? And in those interviews, they'd ask big questions. Describe a machine learning process. If you had to design a system, how would you build it? Open questions. And you have to give a real solution. So here's the one thing to remember. They don't want someone who can describe machine learning. They want someone who can deliver a result. So if I started over today, here's the roadmap I'd follow. It's the same one I gave the people I mentor. First, the foundation, which is SQL and Python. That's non-negotiable. Now, some people skip the coding. They figure that AI does it for them. I think that's a mistake. Learn to code anyway. SQL is straightforward, and Python is a great place to build from. Once you have those two, everything else opens up. Second, get your certifications, especially cloud, AWS, or Azure. That's what employers screen for now. Third, learn AI. It's here, don't fight it, fold it into what you do. And fourth, and this is my mantra, build a portfolio. Practice constantly. Enter hackathons and other competitions. Build real things you can show an employer. And one last piece of advice, don't drift out of your lane. I've watched people start in data science and then they slowly become something else. Pick a lane, go deep, don't become a blur. So is data science dead? No. But the easy path is gone. The people who win now aren't the ones with the most certificates, they're the ones who keep adapting. That's been true in every chapter of my life. Military, government, data science, the trades, and now AI. I didn't leave any of them behind. I put them together. The field changes, the job titles change. The one thing that protects you is your willingness to keep moving. In the next video, I'll show you something I actually built, an AI agent that does real work in my own business. If this helped, subscribe. This channel is for people who aren't done yet, and there's always another move.